Hello, everybody. I'm Gilles Bernabeu. I'm the Technical Director of Global Platform. Very happy to be with you today to talk about IoT, device IoT, and of course, how to secure this deployment. My today presentation will focus more on the MUD-file, which is an IETF technology, and to explain why Global Platform think that this is a very interesting technology and how we can try to accelerate the deployment of this technology. Let me first start by sharing some information about Global Platform in case of you are not aware of all this ecosystem. Global Platform regroup the entire value chain from the hardware, software, services, and cloud. We regroup, of course, people from all the industries and all the geographies. Global Platform has been created back in 1999 and published publicly available specification that focus on security and security of the device. We made an analysis about IoT, and we think that there is two important thread of this deployment. And everybody is dreaming about the billions and billions of objects, but we see there is two big trends that are impacting this deployment. The first of all is the IoT security concern. Definitely, if you read the press and you go to a store and you want to buy a connected fridge, potentially you will not buy it because of all the information related to this technology. Also, enterprise today are, of course, interested to move, as an example, in the industry on the Industry 4.0, but they know also that as soon as you connect an equipment, then external people can access this equipment and potentially modify this equipment and affect your production, which is not very good, but also may affect your employees. The second part that are really impacting this deployment is the scale challenge. I will come back to that, but we think that we must work together to improve the mass effect, because today we are not ready to manage all these objects. And if you look on this ecosystem, there is one actor, the device manufacturer, that need guidance. You are a device manufacturer, you are very specialized in a specific vertical. Everybody wants you to connect your object to internet to provide new information, new data flow, and extra. But how to build, how to be sure that my object will be easily connected, used, deployed, and maintained, knowing that if you look at the regulation, more and more regulation revert back to the device manufacturer all the responsibility of the update and of course all the responsibilities of the impact. So there is two important facts when you are a device manufacturer. First of all, of course, the hacker may attack your device and then affect the usage of your device, but also they can use your device to attack other, and typically your name and your device may be used on an attack, and then you will have your brand that will be on the internet. Typically, recently, cameras that were used to attack and to make a denial of service to a big provider. So how we can help device manufacturer to find the right way on IoT? We have decided to help the device manufacturer by providing different tools at different steps of production and deployment and maintenance. The main issue here is that if your device has not been really well designed, it will be very difficult in the field to securely manage application, to update the keys, to maintain and update the OS and the application. So the object that has not been at the beginning really well created and designed will face a lot of issues. That's why all our initiatives are really pushing the secure by design at the core of our technology. This is also because Global Platform is very well known for secure element, SE for TE, Trusted Execution Environment, and now we are looking for microcontroller unit, MCU, that are providing more and more secure enclave. We have a long-term history. There is more than 6 billion of secure element produced everywhere. You have certainly on your pocket 1 or 2 or 3 in a form of secure element within your smartphone, a SIM, also on your smartphone or in your watch, and you have certainly a credit card in your wallet and a passport. All these objects today are using the Global Platform technology, and we have a mass market of secure, very high secure solutions to protect assets and keys. We have been working with the industry to develop and to standardize the TE technology, which is an isolated area within a chipset, and typically MCU derive from this investment that we have done. So this is a secure component, standardized, ready to use. Thanks to the mass market, we have very high level of security with a price which is very, very low due to the mass production. So after, the question is that how we can help at the build level. So when the device manufacturer are creating based on component, so we think that most of the hardware that are today available embed a part or an entire secure component. So we need to help, thanks to the device trust architecture, which is a framework, how to provide secure services at the secure boot, at the secure OS, at the application level. And this is what we are focusing on this build section, thanks to the device architecture, which is really device APIs that allow application, again, OS, to access secure services provided by a secure enclave. And of course, you can use or not, but we think that you should use secure components that are standardized enclave available on your device. After, to be able to answer to multiple regulation, it's very important to be able to certify. And here we have two ways to help. We have all our technology, secure element, TE, and tomorrow microcontroller. You can go to Global Platform. We have a certification body, and you are able to standardize. Or we are pushing to all vertical, CZIP, which is IoT focus evaluation methodology that allows to accelerate the composition of already certified component. And all these technology are of course based on common criteria, but they are really focused to be able to improve the time and also the focus on the robustness, how secure components are TESE protect the assets. That is very important for us. And the last point, and I will focus today more on IoTopia, which is we have plenty of technology and we need to help device manufacturer to use this technology. So IoTopia is not about developing new specification, is more to combine and to guide the usage of specification. Let me now switch to IoTopia. In IoTopia, we have 4 pillars. And of course, the first one is the secure by design. If you don't have, again, a secure core, root of trust within the device, and very well construct and design secure architecture, it will be very difficult to continue and to be able to update that. There is 2 pillars that are really related to the deployment. First of all, the device intent. The second is the secure device onboarding. Here also, there is a lot of technology today, and Global Platform would like to help device manufacturer to select the right technology related to their ecosystem and their requirements related to their vertical, and to be able to select that. And of course, we are looking what are the very important technology to be able to ensure that our secure components are able to store the credential and manage all the protocols related to the secure device onboarding. Last one, again, most of the regulation request now the IoT device to be updated, and this require clear separation between actors. to be able to create the patch on OS update, to deploy, to track, and when the device comes to the end, to be able, as an example, to resell the device to others, because in the consumer market, there is a lot of people that want to use and resell the product, but also when the product is at the end of this life, to be able to be sure that there is no remaining data. You know that device manufacturers are also here impacted by some regulation regarding data privacy. And today, I would like to focus on this fourth pillar, which is a device intent. Why device intent and secure device onboarding is very important? It's because let's assume that we have 10 billions of objects connected per year, and you have 10 minutes. I spend this weekend more than 10 minutes to connect the video system alarm of my house to my gateway and until I find that it is not able to support the 5 gigahertz. So I had to manage all the parameterization of my home gateway. And I spend more than 10 minutes. But let's say that with 10 minutes, you're able to connect an object. 10 billion means that there is 300 devices per second to connect. And you see that there is a lot of effort to perform. And today, nobody wants to pay this price, first of all. And if you look the budget of enterprise and the budget of houses, nobody is ready to have that. We are talking about hundreds of objects in one house. Who is ready today to spend all this time to connect all the sensor in terms of temperature, in terms of door open, secure keys, and extra. And also, what is the role of the network to protect? Because you have all these objects, do you really need to have your sensor temperature to go on internet and to be able to ping any server in the world? So how we can use the network and how the IT manager will be able to structure the network. Today, all the network in enterprise are very well structured with network, subnetwork. So when you are connecting an object, where you allocate the object to which subnetwork. This is where the MUD technology, again, fits. The MUD technology is very simple way to explain from the device perspective what kind of network functionality they want to access. Why is this important? Because when you are managing a network and you have all these network, subnetwork, extra, how you will, at the network level, differentiate a fridge and a light bulb in your house. This is very difficult because globally, the fridge and the light bulb will connect, get an IP address, and that's all. And how you can segment your network. How you will be able to parameterize all these objects. How you are able to verify that typically a light bulb should not connect to internet because there is no reason for the light bulb to connect. And potentially after 1 month or 2 months, the light bulb that has been attacked, it started to ping all the devices within your home, creating an internal problem or starting to attack other devices in internet. What are the parameters and the subnetwork when connecting IoT device to an enterprise network? More and more IT network manager must manage a light bulb, but manage many of the sensors of the enterprise, how they will be able to really parameterize that. That's a very important question. And of course, how to know the behavior of and to be sure that the object follows the behavior expected. So this is where the MUD technology works. MUD technology, it's an IETF standard, the 8520, that allows a local area network, so a LAN, to automatically configure the access control when adding a new IoT device. Based on what? On recommendation provided by the device manufacturer. So how it's work? As soon you connect the object into a network, the network is able to detect that this object requests a new address. This works on DHCP. This work based on X509 certificate. This based also on link layer discovery protocol, and there is more also protocol that are now, as soon you are connecting an object, to get the address of the MUD file. Then after you have a MUD controller or MUD manager, the MUD controller will be able to get the file that has been signed by the device manufacturer, and typically the device manufacturer says, I don't need any access, or I need an access because more or less every month I would like to go and get from mydevice.com server an update, and that's all. So you read this file, you have exactly all the recommendation of the device, and then after you access or not, you allow to this recommendation or not, depending on your policy. So, you know, sometimes when I'm talking about security and IoT, people say, oh no, but a light bulb, I'm not able to secure the light bulb. So here it's very interesting because as soon you add a little URL into the light bulb, no strong impact. It's really a URI that you must connect and attach to the light bulb. Then you can work collaboratively with the network to be sure that the network will protect your object and will protect also all the other objects of the network with a cost which is very, very, very reduced. So we are not talking about here a strong investment. If you look the technology is here for a while available. You have the MUD maker, you have here the address to help you to create and edit a MUD file. You are able to visualize and validate your MUD file. I will show that later on. And if you have many, but here I put one open source MUD manager. So the MUD manager is the one that is able again to map your network policy and to verify that your network policy accept or not the request of the device. There is also, because of course not all the devices today, typically on Industry 4.0, are able to provide the MUD file because it's maybe old devices. So you have tools that are able to analyze the traffic and to create the MUD file of the old equipment. So you will be able to automatically generate the MUD file. And then after, when you are deploying your strategy in different facilities, you will be able to use this MUD file on other facilities and to verify that today, these old devices will use this different access control. So a lot of tools are already ready. I would like also to show that NIST has published a lot of documents. I show here the last one, and Google are implemented already this technology on the device automated qualification that is based on the MUD. So we think that this is a very good technology, and when we look this technology, we say that okay, you have the thing, but maybe there is something which is needed, because how enterprise will be able to get access to the file. So of course you can load the file into the device, but typically on the light bulb, you don't want to pay all the memory to be able to do that. The impact should be very, very limited, and the URL should be able only to impact the light bulb. But sometimes it's difficult to get access and to find if there is too many MUD file server. So we think that maybe to help, Global Platform may provide what we call a MUD file service. And this MUD file service will help, in one hand, device manufacturer. They will be able to go, to create, to sign, and of course to store or to publish the MUD file on this MUD file service. And then the MUD file service will generate this unique URL. And then they will be able to store the URL into the device. So when the device connects to a network, there will be a central center the Mud file service for the user to be able to retrieve the Mud file and then to apply the checking of the network policy and to create all the SLs. So we have decided to create that, a Mud file service. The Mud file service is available. So you can go on the Mud file service on the global platform, and this is a free and beta service which is available. So go, I strongly encourage you. You have the list of the Mud file. You can access this only the Mud file, only the signature file, because of course the file is signed by the device manufacturer. And you can have a zip with the two documents. When you want to see the Mud file, you are able to click and to open a specific window from the Mud visualization. So here, typically, you see that there is a light bulb which is pinging a lot of servers. Is it normal? Is it not normal? This is what you need to decide. Do you want to accept or not this kind of object that are pinging plenty of servers? You can see if the traffic is in and out within the same Mud file service. And of course, you're able to create. There is an editor, very simple editor, of course, but if you don't have a lot of knowledge of Mud file, you can drive that. So Mud file is here. You have the tool. We are looking now how we can help better the device manufacturer. We are looking about potentially compliance or writing guideline, how a device manufacturer, I don't know, in Asia knows what are the rules of typically US enterprise. So this will be interesting to write guidelines. We are multiple labs that are already looking how to support the device manufacturer in terms of writing, testing, and signing, of course, this file to be sure that their device will be accepted. Voilà. So this is one example of this new build, certify, and device strategy that has been created. You see that there is a multiple initiative within Global Platform or all align on the secure by design concept and provide at each step of the creation of the device, the build, at the certification level or in deployment, some services. And the objective is already to accelerate, and to provide more secure devices. Thanks a lot for your attention. I will be very happy to have questions. Don't hesitate to go on the Global Platform website. And we hope that you will join all this initiative of Global Platform to accelerate again by providing some of your idea, all the technology that Global Platform is creating to make IoT more secure. Thanks a lot.